Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hey, it's Olivia coming at you with a quick solo episode. And today I want to talk about something that I think is one of the loneliest places a person can be in a marriage. The point where you've already started having the conversation in your head about separating, about leaving, about what your life might look like on the other side, but you haven't said a single word of it out loud because you don't even know how to start, especially when communication between you and your spouse has basically disappeared. Maybe you've been coexisting in the same house like roommates. Maybe every conversation turns into a fight or a shutdown. Maybe it's just been so long since you two actually talked, like really talked, that the idea of sitting down and saying, I think we need to talk about separating, feels completely impossible. I hear you, and I want to help you think through this. First, let's understand why this conversation feels so impossible. When communication has broken down in a marriage, it's rarely because both people just got lazy, right? Usually it's because one or both of you learned over months or years that talking leads somewhere painful, to conflict, to silence, to feeling dismissed, to an argument that never actually resolves anything. Super fun. So your nervous system starts to protect you. It says, don't bring it up. It's not safe. And for a really significant conversation, one that could literally change everything, that protective instinct goes into overdrive. That's not weakness. That's not avoidance. That is a completely rational response to a communication pattern that has probably been reinforced for a long time. Recognizing that is important because it means the problem isn't that you are not brave enough. It's that you haven't yet found the conditions that make this conversation possible. Secondly, you don't have to start with the biggest version of this conversation. One of the things that stops people from initiating this kind of conversation is that they picture it going from zero to completely undone in one sitting. One conversation, the whole thing. And yeah, that's terrifying. But that's not actually how it has to go. There's a version of this conversation that sounds like, I've been feeling really disconnected from us and I need us to talk about where we're at. That's it. That's the door opening. It's not a bomb going off. You don't have to say the word divorce. You don't have to have a plan. You don't have to know what you want the outcome to be. You just have to say, something is wrong and I cannot keep pretending that it isn't. That honesty, that small, brave sentence is often what cracks open the silence. Sometimes it leads to a real conversation for the first time in years. Sometimes it confirms what you already know. But either way, you will have more information than you have right now. And information is power. Third, I want you to think about the conditions, not just the words. Even the most carefully chosen words can land wrong if the setting is off. So before you have this conversation, I want you to think about a few things. When does your partner tend to be the most open? Not defensive, not distractive, actually present. Is it in the morning, on the weekend, after the kids are in bed? Pick that window. Most importantly, where do you feel safe? Some people feel better in a neutral public space, like a quiet corner of a coffee shop, because it creates a kind of natural boundary that keeps things from escalating. Others need the privacy of home. There's no universal right answer. There's only what works for you. And do you want to write it down first? There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, I've been struggling to find the right words, so I wrote some things down because I want to say this clearly. Again, that is not weakness. That is self-advocacy. It shows you are taking the conversation seriously enough to prepare for it. And finally, you are allowed to get support before you even say a word. This is the thing I really want to land for you today. You do not have to walk into this conversation unequipped. A therapist, even just a few sessions on your own, can help you get clear on what you actually want to say and why. A divorce coach can help you understand your options so you're not going into this conversation in the dark. Even a trusted friend who can sit with you afterward and help you process what happened. That is part of your support system, and you are allowed to use it. You do not owe anyone a conversation you're not ready to have. But when you are ready, or even just almost ready, you deserve to walk into it feeling as supported and clear as possible. If you are living in the silence right now, carrying something this heavy and not knowing how to say it out loud, I just want you to know you are not alone in this. So many people who have come out the other side of divorce started exactly where you are, stuck, scared, not sure how to begin. The beginning does not have to be perfect. It just has to be honest. You deserve someone in your corner. I'll see you in the next episode. Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.